the rental car company, they will pay that for you, and also the insurance is included. So these are the companies right now that are using our service. So we have about 21 companies right now using it, and basically all these came aboard very early on. So there was quite evident to us that there was an immediate need in the market for this kind of service. If you want to drive a car, you go here, you just click this button, and basically comes up with when you want to pick it up, and the request is sent directly to the rental car company. The rental car company can then choose to either accept or reject your request. If they choose to accept it, they will have to pay us a fee on $50 of course, to actually get your contact details. So basically, they don't know who you are, and you don't know who they are before they actually pay us that fee. So that's how it works, basically. But basically, we spent quite a significant amount of time in July and August preparing a business plan for the Spark competition, the 10K. And we submitted that, I think it was in August or September, I can't remember, and I think the competition was in September 2007, and we was one of the winners in the 10K category. And for us, I would say the 10K category and all that kind of thing with the money and stuff like that, it didn't really have any effect on us. We knew at this time we had a good idea, and we actually wanted to go out and raise some capital based on the same business plan that we submitted to the Spark competition. So we spent a lot of time making this business plan only with the aim of sending that further on to some investors afterwards. So straight after Spark, we sent it out, and we actually raised $150,000 within 2 months after that. The money came from a professional investor overseas. We did use our network though. We asked around who knew somebody who would be likely to invest in this kind of things. And because the concept was kind of known to certain people in Scandinavia and Europe, I think that's why they thought maybe it could work down here as well. And then they actually put the money on the table. We established the company in January 2008. We spent 2 months basically. I have to say, when we actually raised the money, we had nothing else in the business plan. We had no prototype, nothing else. There was just a business plan. So we sent out the business plan, raised the money, and based on the money, we started actually paying ourselves salaries, so we could spend full time, basically spend some time, part-time for me and full-time for a business partner, designing and actually developing the whole application. And we think we came up with about 200 pages specifying everything on the website as you just saw. Everything from what colors things should be, what should happen if you click on this button, and where should it link up to, and so forth. So about 200 pages. And those 200 pages we sent out to a development company, actually in Poland, and I will just talk a little bit about that, how we found those as well. We launched a service October last year, officially, so it's still very, very new, but the response from the market has been extremely good, and right now we're looking for a little less than $1 million to start up in Australia and US. The reason why we're looking for that kind of money is because for us, it's not the development of the application that is expensive. What is expensive is actually to promote it, to get enough traffic to your website. And that's where we need the money, and that's why we're asking for about $1 million. So let's see how that goes in these recession times, but hopefully, fingers crossed. What I want to talk a little bit about is how do you actually build up this organization? Because, I mean, you all start off maybe 1, 2 people, and it can be very difficult, first of all, to find time to do everything, but at the same time, to actually go out and pay somebody to do it for you. Most of us cannot afford that, at least not a startup. You have very limited funds, you have very limited resources, you have to be very careful how you allocate it. So basically the title I'm put on here is the value of partnership and free advice, because we went out there to get a lot of free advice. If you look at how TransferCard looks today, we are basically using external partners for everything. It's still only me and my business partner working in this company, the rest of them is all over the world basically. So we have the travel organizers, we have the developers sitting in Poland, we have a server admin in India. If you ever need to find somebody to do some contract work for you, there's something called elance.com. And you go out there, you put a proposal out and say, well, I have $30,000 to make this application, anybody interested? And then you start getting offers for different people. They start underbidding each other basically. So that's how it works, Elance. But it's a perfect way to find different people to do different things. You have a marketing agency here, copywriter, the investors from Norway, we have the University of Auckland, of course, with Spark. Jeff has been very helpful to us as well, Jeff Witcher. We have an advisory board. I've been taking quite a lot of courses through NZTE, and also the rental car companies, of course. What I'm going to talk about a little bit is about these two. Because these two, we haven't paid any money. These two are all free advice for us, but they've been with us since the first day we started up the company. For the rental car companies, basically, we used the fact that we were students. And it actually works sometimes. Okay, you still have to have a value proposition, but we went down there, told them that we want Spark. They heard about it, they knew it. We told them we want Spark, but we have nothing else in this business plan. We would like to make these applications. We have some funding, but we want to make sure that everything we make actually suits your needs. And that's a pretty good proposition when you go down there and say something like that. They're actually quite happy that somebody comes in, knocks that door, tries to solve a problem they have, at the same time they're also willing to listen to whatever needs they have. So I would say you have to go out and talk to the people that's going to use your product or your service, and do it as early as you can. That's basically the most important things I think we did in the beginning, and I'm very happy today that we did that, because it also meant when we launched the service, we had cars on the website from the first day. You can imagine what it would be like if you went out there, launched a service, we only have 1, 2 cars, or maybe no cars on the site. We had cars there on the site from the first day. The other thing is, because it worked so well from the beginning, our 3 partners, which was basically Juicy, Ace, and Avis, started recommending us to other rental car companies. So very soon we had these 21 rental car companies using our service. So basically, that's one part of it. It was very helpful for us in terms of developing a service. The other thing we did was with the advisory board. And I know a lot of people say, well, we have different people we talk to. We tried to systemize it a little bit more. So already from the first day again, we went out with a business plan. We asked basically friends. Everybody we knew had just a little bit more competence within an area than us. We invited to sit in the advisory board. So all over the 6 months or 7 months where we developed, I think we have about 30 people coming along to our advisory board meetings that were held every 3rd, 4th week. And we actually did that at the university at night it was not really allowed, I think, but basically we invited people in and they came, and I think the good thing about it was that they were quite happy that they were invited along already from the first day. We asked them not necessarily to solve a problem for us. We did more like brainstorm sessions. We simply asked them, how could we promote this? What kind of technology should we use to develop that? And then we have these kind of sessions going on maybe for 2-3 hours every Thursday in the beginning of the month, basically. The other thing was, because you are maybe just a team of 1 or 2, let's say you're a team of 2 or 3 people, you will have a lot of conflicts. Our advisory board helped us to solve many of those conflicts that you will normally not solve easily. Because going there and ask them their opinion, and if everybody was in favor against something, it was pretty obvious that we should either follow or not. So in that case, it also helped us to solve a lot of problems internally and just move forward with the application. How to do it? I would say one of the most important things, and one of the things that I think a lot of students and even academics have a problem with, is getting their hands dirty. I think we're very good researchers, we're very good at going Googling and find something, or go to the library and find some statistic. But there's so many things you can never find out by going these kind of sources. What kind of price should you charge, for example? How would the customer react to a completely new product? All these kind of things you need to go out and ask people about. And again, most people will be very happy to actually contribute and give you some advice. Use your network. It can be very difficult to make cold phone calls, but at the same time, if you don't know anybody in your network that can help you, you have to pick up the phone, or you have to go and knock a door. And the worst case would be to say no. But again, we played because we went to Avis, because we wanted Avis to be part of that. Unfortunately, Avis are not using our service anymore, but they did in the beginning. But anyway, when we went there, we didn't know anybody in that office. We knocked the door, and he invited us in. We told them that we were doing. We told them we were from Spark again. We told them that we were students, and we were working on this project, and he helped throughout the whole process. Unfortunately, the decision came from higher up at the end in Avis that they wanted to do it themselves for a while, at least over this summer. But again, it doesn't hurt to make a cold phone call, and it doesn't hurt to get your hands dirty. There's nothing that is perfect, and nothing is finished. So basically, when you go out there, just go out with open ears. Just listen to what they say. Bring with you what you want. You don't have to take everything with you. But again, whenever you make a decision, communicate it back to them. I'll make this decision because such and such and such. and they like that. And I think that's the way you build relationships as well. We communicate, we respect each other, we go back and tell them